This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone, this is Matt here from Zoho Pre-Sales team. So I'll be taking you through the complete Zoho Desk product demonstration today. So to give an overview on Zoho Desk is going to be a pure ticketing tool which can be used for providing after-sales support. And it's an help desk tool where we have different channels using which your customers can reach out for any assistance. So let me get on to setup. And so these are the different channels using which your customers can reach out for support. So it will be through email, help center, which is nothing but a customer portal. And within the customer portal, we do have community like part of help center, and we do have live chat, and we have social integration, which includes Twitter and Facebook. And again, telephone integration, we support both cloud-based as well as on-premise, using which you can make as well as receive calls. Web forms, which is like a contact us form, which can be hosted onto your website. So all the fields, all the information filled within the form can be converted into a ticket. And API, which is application programming interface, using which you will be able to integrate Zoho Desk with any third-party application to fetch information, or even from the third-party application, you can pull information into Zoho Desk. So let's first concentrate on the email part. Okay, so so what will this do is email sent to your support address, like support@yourcompany.com, to which you get a lot of customers email. So all these emails can be simply converted into a support ticket by following some simple steps. So what you have to do is, say for example, if your email is hosted through Gmail or any mail client, all you have to do is just log into your webmail account and get into settings, and here choose forwarding an IMAP. So what you have to do is you have to just copy the default email address. This gets generated when you sign up for an account, and you can see here currently this is mapped with ADMP HR services. That's the department to which this email address is mapped. So now you need to just copy this email and go to your mail client, and here you have to simply do an email forwarding. So it is simple, as your customers will be sending email to your support domain, but internally you're going to just forward them to the default Zoho address, where all the email conversation will be simply converted into support tickets. And after that, we do allow you to configure your own from email address for each and every department, using which you can respond back to your end customers. So now what I'm going to do is, just like a customer, I'm going to send an email to the default email address, and I'm going to show you how the email conversation gets converted into a support ticket. So I'll have the subject as say something like a bond cost. So here we support up to 100,000 plus characters, and so even if you want to copy paste some content from a website, so I can just go here, I can just get some content from a site, just paste this, and here we support all kinds of format. Okay, so I should be able to color them, change the font, or even the font type. And we do allow you to add attachments, so you can add up to 20 megabytes of attachment, so no restriction on the file format. You can choose any files apart from the exe, which can be sent as an email. So I have added 2 files, and I'm going to send this as an email. So once an email is sent, so this email will be automatically converted into a support ticket, and you should be able to see them under the ADMP HR services. Let me just click on the ticket section, and you should be able to see them under the open ticket. So that's how an email conversation can be simply converted into a ticket. And you can see here, this is the ticket number 348 is the ticket ID, followed by the subject bond cost. And you can search for the ticket based on the ticket number or the subject of the ticket, or with the description, customer's email, phone number. So anything like based on which you can do a search. So once a ticket gets created, we do allow you to send an acknowledgement to your end customer. So if you want to just acknowledge your customer saying that the email which he has sent has been converted to a ticket, all you need to do is go to setup and get into notify, that's under automate. And here you need to simply turn on the first one, that's under contact notification. So receiving a ticket, like you can send out an acknowledgement. And we do have few acknowledgement here, like even if a ticket is closed, if you want to let your customers know that the ticket with so and so ID has been closed, you can do that. And apart from that, we do have an SMS notification, and this is like an additional charge depending on the number of SMS you would like to send out. And when you further scroll down, we have something same for the agent. So whenever a ticket has been responded or a ticket has been assigned to them, so you can just let them know that the ticket with so and so has been assigned to you. And further, when you hover your mouse over the template, you do have an option to edit the template, where you will be able to just customize the content which goes out, including your company logo, all those things. And this can be done for almost all the templates. Okay, and we do support team notification in case if you want to update multiple members within a team. So you can do all these, activate the required notification, and that's how a ticket gets created. And so here by default the ticket goes to unassigned queue, which is a common queue. And from here, depending on the description, if you want to assign this to any one of your team members, you can directly assign it to the respective person. Or even if you want to assign it to a team, you can select a team, and within the team, so this ticket gets assigned to a payroll team. And in case if you have 10 members in that team, all the 10 members will be able to see the ticket, and anyone can take the ownership. Or if you want to assign it specifically to an agent within a department, within a team, you can also just select and assign it to the respective user. Okay, so that's how the ticket assignment works. So now I have received the ticket, I can go through the description. And so within Zoho, we do allow you to respond back to the customers. You can just click on reply all, or reply, or even do a forwarding. So I'll choose reply all. So once I click on reply all, I do have an option to customize the template. I have customized the template according to us with the Zoho logo, the name, signature, all those things. And when you start responding, you can have your own custom description. I can have some content here. So here I can have my own description, or I should be able to insert from a template. I do have predefined templates which are nothing but canned responses. So I should be able to insert that, and predefined information can be sent out. The next thing is, like, depending on the subject, like I have a subject called bond cost. In case if I have any matching article, which is like a knowledge based article, these articles will get pre-populated. You can see here. So these are the articles what I have. So here I can share this URL. I can just click on share link to this ticket, and a hyperlink will be sent. Or even if I want to completely copy the content or the description, I can even just click on paste to ticket. The entire information gets added. And from here, I should be able to simply just click on send. An email can be sent out, or I can even click on send and close. So when I hit send, the content will be sent and the ticket will remain in open status. When I click on send and close, the content gets sent and the ticket gets closed. And if customer is going to respond back to you, automatically the ticket will get reassigned and it will get assigned to the same developer. Okay, and so apart from this within ticket, we do have few sections like adding a comment. So you can add, if there is some instruction for the customer, you can just add all those comments here. So comments can be in two forms. Like one is a private comment, which is like an internal, which will be shown only to your support agents. And when you make this as a public, so this comment will be shown to your agent as well as your customer when he logs into the customer portal. I'll show you what is a customer portal in in the upcoming session. So I can even tag a person. So I can say at Glenda, and I can say, yeah, please call. So I can add a comment. So Glenda will get a notification here right in the top under the notification section saying that someone has tagged her to work on a specific ticket. So apart from that, she will also receive an email notification. Okay. And so here within the ticket, we have few more sections like a resolution. So here you should be able to just add a note or a comment, like by doing what actually the problem was fixed. You can add a note and you can just notify the contact, which will send the entire content what you have added here to an email. And apart from that, that can also be added as a KB article in case if you want to just save this as a knowledge base article for future reference. You can do that. So here, as I said, again, we support 100,000 plus characters. And you can also add an attachment here. We support up to 20 megabytes of attachment. An article, like, you can also select a folder in which it has to be saved. You can do that. And apart from that, here we have two options. You can save that as a draft, which will be an internal article which will be visible only to your support agents. or you can even just publish this, which will be viewed even by your end customers when they log into the customer portal. Okay, so I can just click on publish. So this will be like a published article which is visible to both your support agents as well as your end customers. Okay, so let me go back to the ticket section. So apart from that, we also have a time entry section. So this is where you will be able to add the time spent on the ticket. So right now this has been already automated, and so you can just start the timer and you will be able to just spend how much time you have spent on the ticket. Apart from that, you can also create a report based on the time entry where you can easily find out how much time a technician has spent, and in case if you want to do a billing, all those things can be done. And attachments, so in case if you have any internal attachment which needs to be shared with your development team or something, so whatever attachment which you're going to add here will be internal and will not be shown to your end customer. And task is something like a reminder which you can add within a ticket. Say for example, before closing a ticket, if customer says, I'm facing this problem very frequently, I want you to probably wait for 1 day, just get a confirmation from me, and then go ahead and close a ticket. In that case, you will be able to create a task. Like I can have something like say follow up, and I can just select the due date when the call has to be done. So I can choose tomorrow, the timing, whatever timing, and I can set a priority, select the status and category. I can set a reminder and 5 minutes, and I can get alert through an email, SMS, or pop up. I can have a description like what I need to talk on the call, and I can also select a person who has to do this task. Okay, so I can have any of my team member or myself submit it. So this gets added as a task which will be shown within this ticket. And the next thing is going to be an approval process. So say being a level 1 agent, I don't have access to get an approval or approve certain things. So in those cases, I can get an approval from my superior. So I can select a person from whom I need to get an approval. And in case if the prospector or customer is disputing for some kind of refund or something, I can have the subject as a refund dispute. I can like have a detailed description like what has to be done on this, and I can submit this for an approval to get a response from my supervisor. So here I do have an option to approve. I mean, you can select multiple persons from who you need to get an approval. So you can reject it or approve it. So when you approve it, nothing will happen. But when you reject it, you have an option to add a note like why this has been rejected, reason for rejection. So when it is approved, you will be notified saying that your query has been approved. So once it is approved, you can just get back to the customer with the whatever approval process has been done. And the next section within the ticket is history tab, and this will allow you to completely view what changes has been done within a ticket. So if I'm going to change the request type to say asset request and add a phone number to this ticket, and classification as a problem, category as defects, and if I'm going to hit save, so whatever changes I did, everything will get updated. See, phone number changed from none to so and so, category changed from none to defects. So any changes within what happens within the ticket, everything gets recorded here. And apart from that, this will also show the timing, who has done that, what time it was done. Everything will be added here. So that's about the ticket. Like this is the first option, I mean, method using which a ticket can be created. And here we have two options. So in case if you have multiple support email address, say for example, this support email address has been mapped with HR services. So in case if you want to provide support to a different email address, okay, so what you have to do is just click on new support email address and select the department for which you need to create the support ticket. So I can just choose payroll, and here I can create a dummy email address. So payroll support. This is a friendly name, and this is just going to be a dummy email address. I can hit save. So what happens is like so emails coming to payroll, I mean you will have a support email address to which you get all the queries related to payroll. All those email needs to be forwarded to this particular email address, and by doing that, what you can do is like you will be able to filter your queries. So all the HR related services can be converted into a ticket under this department, and issues related to payroll can be forwarded to this one. And before that, I'll also show you how you can have different departments. Okay, So this will give you a better understanding. So these are the departments I have created for each and every services. And if you have different email address for Medicontrol or HR grievance or social bureau, so each and every support email address can be configured to the respective department. So you can easily filter your tickets, and for each department you can have a dedicated support agent to whom the ticket can be assigned. Okay, so let me get back to the email setup. So that's how, say, payroll, I have created a dummy email address. So you need to just log into your payroll email account, that's your webmail account. So emails coming to payroll needs to be forwarded to this, and so you can easily differentiate your tickets. And we do allow you to configure your own from email address, using which you can also respond back to your customers. See, for the ADMP HR services, I have added a from address, and for payroll I can just delete this. That's a default from address, and I should be able to add my own from email address. And this will be like setting up your email within your Outlook. So all you need to do is like provide your SMTP username and password, and the server details followed by the port number, and then choose the connection type depending on your email service provider. So once it is done, the email address gets configured, using which you will be able to respond back to your customers. So that's how the configuration part works. Okay, so and one more thing I forgot to let you know, and we do have an option where tickets can also be moved from one department to another department. So I can just select a ticket, and so if I want to move this ticket from one department to another department, I can always go here, choose move, and I can select a department to which I need to move this. Okay, so the next option will be customer portal. So this is secondary method, like the second channel using which your customers can create tickets. It's not that always they have to send an email. So within customer portal, so this is the portal URL, and so we allow you to completely customize this URL. So we have a function called domain mapping, where you will be able to completely remove the Zoho from this. Okay, so right now it says desk.zoho.com/portal admbhr/home. So we allow you to change this to support.yourcompany.com, so where your end customers will never know that you're using a service called Zoho to provide support them. So we allow you to do a complete white labeling. So this is how the portal will look like, and the homepage, what you see here, is can be completely customized. You can have your own company logo, all those things. Maybe I can show a different portal. I mean, this is like the Zoho's portal. So once you become a customer, you will be able to even access our own customer portal. And here you can see here we have done a lot of customization in the home page. We have included all the products, the contact number, the popular articles, everything. And you can also go through the knowledge base section for each and every services what we offer. Okay, so the homepage, as I said, it can be completely customized. And so once you log in as a registered portal user, so you have two options. So you can just log in as a user, submit ticket, and you do have an option to log in as a registered user with username and password. So by doing this, what will happen is you will be able to track your tickets when you log in as a registered user. So let me say I have logged in as a registered user. So I can go to my request, and here I should be able to see all my support tickets which I have submitted. I can filter it by open closed, and then I can also do it department specific. So apart from that, I can also submit tickets from here. I can select a department. I can have my own custom description. I can submit tickets. And again, the fields what you see here are highly customizable. So we allow you to add more than 200 plus custom fields here, depending on your business requirement. And I can also go to the help center article, and here I can also see the help center articles. In case if I have any questions or anything before submitting a ticket, I can search for the articles here. And the best part is, before submitting a ticket, if the article is found, automatically these articles will get pre-populated. Say for example, here subject, I can have something like bond cost, and when I move to the next line, automatically any article related to this subject automatically gets pre-populated. So I can just click on this article, and this will give a complete information on how to, the cost of the bond, all those things. And generally this will allow you to reduce the number of ticket which gets created unnecessarily. Okay, and apart from that, I do have an option. I can search for the articles, and say I can go here. I can have something search for. So I can search for a few things like three results are found, or I can even search for something like, if I'm going to search for a keyword which I don't have any article, I'm searching for Avaya or something like say. So these are something like what I'm searching for Avaya, Twilio, and there are no results found. So we do allow you to track your bounced keyword. You can also go to the knowledge base section and then click on the dashboard part. So here you will be able to see the list of failed keywords. Okay, so for example, I can go here, failed keywords, you can see here. So bond cost, Avaya, all these keywords will be listed here. So these are the keywords which has got failed like more than one or two times. Okay, so based on which you will be able to find out, okay, so your customers are searching for these things, and you have to work on these articles to improve their service. So you also get to see the popular keywords, like the keywords which are being used very frequently, and you can also see the trending articles, like how many times these articles have been viewed. All those information will be given to you in the KB section. That's within the dashboard. Okay, and apart from that, even if customers have any queries, they can also post their queries here, which can be responded by your support rep or by any of the other customer. And the best part is within customer portal, we do offer live chat. So your customers can also get into the live chat section instead of submitting a ticket. So they can also get instant answer. They can select a service and the chat can be initiated. So once a chat is initiated, automatically if you're online in the live chat, automatically you will be getting the chat. So with the buzzer sound. So right now I'm getting a chat here. So I should be able to accept the chat. So the moment you accept the chat, in the right side, you get to see the customer's history. What are the tickets he has submitted? What is the status of the ticket? Is it closed, open? All those things. And moreover, we also let you know the location of the country from which the chat has been initiated. You can see the country, you can get to see the browser and also the operating system, what he or she is using. You can initiate, I mean, you can directly initiate the chat, and we do support canned responses. And so the chat can also be transferred from one person to another person. You can conference the chat, and even during the chat we do allow you to do a file transfer in case if you want to transfer a file from, you can do that. So whatever response you do, the customer will be notified here. Once you're done with this chat, you can also close this chat. And customers do have an option to submit feedback. They can just click on submit feedback, and so they can also select how the rating is, whether the chat was good, okay, or not good. And they do have an option where they can also add a comment. Okay, so we have also integrated the survey option within the live chat. And apart from that, the chat can also be embedded onto your website. It's not that they have to get onto the customer portal to initiate a chat. And we do offer you a snippet code which you can simply copy, and you should be able to host it onto your website. Okay, and moving further to social. So right now, Zoho Desk can be integrated with both Twitter as well as Facebook, using which the tickets can be created. And right now, I have integrated this account with one of my test page within my Facebook account. So here, okay, and let me go back to the account. So I have set some configuration rules here. Okay, so you have two options. One is like if someone is going to write anything on your Facebook wall, all the messages, anything can be converted into a support ticket. But if you feel like you're getting a lot of unnecessary tickets, then you can specify certain keywords. So only when these keywords are shown, the information gets converted to a ticket. So I have few keywords like recruitment, support, or HR services. So when you're going to add something related to this, automatically the Facebook post gets converted into a support ticket. So let me add something here. I'll have this as a published and choose a, or I can also add a few more posts. HR services or support. Okay, so I have just added two posts. So this shows, I mean, this post should be converted into a ticket, and that should come up under the ticket section. See? And so whenever a ticket gets created through Facebook, you can also see the Facebook icon here, and you can see the email icon. So for ticket 348, which means that you can easily find out these tickets were created through email and some were created through Facebook. And for Twitter, we have a different symbol, and even for live chat, the symbol will be a different one. So I can just go through the ticket, and what I can do is I can respond back to the post and say, we will call you. So instantly, like what post you're going to comment gets added to the Facebook account. So you can go to the Facebook section and see it has got added. So it'll be instant. And the reason for showing you this is so in case if you're going to even provide support through social media, you need not switch between Zoho Desk and the social, and you can be on one place and you will be able to manage everything seamlessly. And similarly, like any messages or any tweets sent to you, even these informations can be converted into a support ticket. So the next one option is going to be telephony. So Zoho Desk can be integrated with both cloud-based as well as on-premise phone system. So cloud-based includes Twilio, RingCentral, Amazon Web Services, and few more vendors. And so if you're in India, like you should be able to make use of the Nolarity, which has a direct integration that's exclusively for India. And on-premise includes Asterix and Elastics. So right now I have integrated with Twilio, like a cloud-based phone system, and this is my phone number. That's a US-based number. Okay, so here further I should be able to show you what this will do. So this is my phone number, and so here I have set some additional messages. So the moment the call is done, automatically an IVR will be given. That's the welcome message. Welcome to Zoho Desk. And for every busy or even when agent is unavailable or when a call lands upon non-business service, you can have your own custom messages added here. And so this is how the IVR is set here. So the moment you call the toll-free number, so after reading the IVR, like the welcome message, you can have IVR press 1 for ADMB HR services, 2 for MediControl, 3 for so and so. And for each and every IVR, I have selected members, like dedicated support members. And here I have selected the department. Okay, so what will happen is, depending on the number what they're going to press, the call gets routed to the respective person. And here you can also select the ring type, sequential or simultaneous. So sequential in the sense like what will happen is the first, if they have chosen number one, the call goes to Chris Martin. If Chris Martin doesn't attend, then the call gets routed to the next available agent. And when you're going to choose that as a simultaneous, the call will ring for everyone. Okay, so anyone who picks the call first, the call gets routed to that person. And apart from that, we do have an option, even the calls can be recorded here in case if you want to have a complete recording of calls. You should be able to queue the call recording or call transferring enable. All those things can be done. So let me also just show you how the calls can be done. I can just go to a customer, which is nothing but a contact. Okay, so I can select the person, and before making a call, I need to make sure that I'm online on the phone to make calls. So I can just hover the mouse over the phone number, hit on the make outgoing call via Twilio, and the calls will be automatically done from Zoho. So you can just connect your headset and you can start talking to the customer. And similarly, when an incoming call comes in, if the information is already added as a contact, then the first name, last name, phone number, and the recent three interaction, whatever you have done, will be pre-populated. And if the customer is calling for the first time and if contact information is not found, just the number will be shown to you. So once you pick the call, you do have an option to add him as a contact, and a ticket can be logged. So the next time when he calls, automatically his contact details will get pre-populated. So this is just like Another method using which your customers can reach out for assistance, I mean, just by directly dialing in your toll-free number. And the next option is going to be through web forms, which is nothing but a contact us form. Okay, so you might have seen this form. So, okay, so let me just get on to this. Okay, so this is just a contact us form. So the fields within this form are highly customizable, and this form can be hosted onto your website. So all the information filled within this form can be simply converted into a ticket, and which can be brought into the respective department. Okay, and the last option is going to be through API, which is like as I said, API allows you to integrate Zoho Desk with any third-party application to fetch information, or even from Zoho, you can transfer data from Zoho to any third-party application. And tickets can also be created manually. Say, in case if you're not going to use Twilio and you have a regular phone to which your customers call you and wanted to create a support ticket, in those cases, you can always click on the plus icon in the right top and choose add a ticket. So you can select a department for which the ticket needs to be created. Okay, and here you should be able to just type in the contact name. So what will happen is when you type in the contact name, if the contact information is already found in the database, it will get pre-populated. In case if you have multiple customers with the same name, in those cases you will be able to select a person. Okay, so you can just verify the phone number or the email address, just select the appropriate contact, and so you should be able to just add the phone number. So in case if the phone number is already found or associated with the contact, it gets pre-populated. Subject, I can have something like wireless down. I can have my own custom description. Okay, and I should be able to classify this. And again, the fields what you see here are predefined fields, and further these fields are customizable. You can remove the fields which are irrelevant to your business, and you should be able to add the required number of custom fields. I can set the priority, do all those regular customization, and we do support attachments up to 20 megabytes. And I can hit submit, and that's how a ticket is manually created. Okay, so 352 is the ticket ID, wireless down is the subject, but the description, whatever you have added, and the attachments. So let me also show you how the fields can be customized. You need to just get into setup and get into customization, get on to fields, and this is where you will be able to add custom fields. So you can select a department. So right now I have chosen ADMP HR services. I can choose create or edit fields. Next. So these are the predefined fields, and in case if I want to do any customization within this, say for example classification, if I want to make changes to these things, I can go to edit properties and I should be able to add few values to this. So these are predefined values. I can mandate them or set as a default one. I can do all those things, and in the right side you do have an option to add fields. These are different field types: single line, multi-line. So in case if you want to have a pick list or checkbox, I should be able to simply drag and drop the field, and I can name that, and I can mark this as a required field, do whatever, add it. So I have added a custom field called paid user or paid customer, and I can just save this layout. So next time when I try to create a new ticket, I should be able to see the custom field which we added just now. See paid customer, you can just check this box. So similar to that, like you can add up to 200 custom fields. We have different field types like text field, pick list, multi-select field, lot of different field types. And we do allow you to remove the fields which are irrelevant to your business. You can go to the layout section, and so you can select layout, and here we allow you to just do a transfer like dragging and dropping of fields. I mean, you can make the required arrangements. You should also be able to remove the fields which are not required. You can click on the settings icon and just choose remove field, which will allow you to remove the field out, and that will show up under unused field. And as I said, like depending on the edition, the number of custom field changes. Like so in the enterprise edition, we support up to 250 custom fields. So these are the different channels using which your customers can reach out for assistance. So let me also show you the other options what we have within the setup. So under organization agents, So this is how you add support agents to your account. Okay, so you can just click on new agent, and you will be able to just type in the first name, last name. Email is a mandatory field, so that's the email address to which an invite will be sent to, and they have to click on the invite and accept the terms and condition, and set up a password using which they can log in into the desk account as one of the support agent. And the roles and permission, you can give them complete access as an admin, or as a standard user you'll be able to give access only to their tickets, or access all tickets. You can select the priority. And we do have a concept of light agent. So light agents are someone like developers. For light agents, you're not going to pay anything. That's like it's not license fee is not included. And so whenever you add someone as a light agent, they just have an option to add a comment to a ticket. They cannot respond to a ticket. They can simply add a comment to a ticket. And this is where you will be able to give access to the required department. Okay, so you can decide, okay, I need this person to access only these departments. Even if you want to enable chat for those departments, you can just enable the chat by just turning on this chat widget. Okay, so within that, the next option is teams, and this is where you'll be able to create a team. So you can just click on new team, and you should be able to select who should be part of this team. So you can create a team, start adding users to this. You can just edit this and select adding users who should represent this particular team. So that's how the teams are added. The next one, company. So this is where you will be able to add or edit your company information, like ADM HR services, adding your company locations. All those informations will be done here, the basic information. And here we do have some important information like a primary contact. So this is the person to whom all the information related to billing will be sent. And even if the data is backed up, or if you want this to be sent to the primary contact, he will be like a super admin to which everything will be done. Okay, and rebranding, and this is where we allow you to update your company logo. So in case if you want to do a customization, adding logo, doing the domain mapping, so you can just map all your domain, setting up a remote authentication. So every process happens under the rebranding section. And this is where we even allow you to configure or change the portal name. So initially the portal name is signed up when you sign up for the account. In later stage, if you want to change your company name or change the portal name, so the ADMPHR, this is where the portal name appears. If you want to change it, you can do that by getting onto the portal name section, do it. And multi-branding is a feature which is exclusively available only in the enterprise edition, where you can have department specific customer portal. And for each customer portal you can have a different URL, and the help center article what you publish will be specific to those departments. So that feature we call that as a multi-branding. And getting onto department section, so this is where you will be able to create different channels to filter all your queries into the respective departments. And business hours, so this is where you will be able to configure your business hours. So business hours can be set for SLAs as well as incoming and incoming calls. I'll show you how the SLA can be set and how you can utilize the business hours. So customer happiness rating, so this is something like a survey which can be triggered. You can just turn on the customer happiness, and survey can be sent for both email as well as live chat. So you can send survey to every email which you sent out, or only when if a ticket is closed. And apart from that, the survey can be enabled for selected departments or for all departments. And we do have an option to reopen tickets for bad ratings. If customer is not happy with the service which he or she has received, you can simply reopen the tickets for bad ratings. And even for bad ratings, if you want to let someone know that someone has received a negative rating, you can select an agent whom can be notified for the bad ratings. Okay, that's about happiness. And we do allow you to add products. I mean, these are like basic products, like if customer is product specific, and so whenever they call you, if you want to know like for which product the complaint has been raised, you can just add all your product information. And again, the customization option which I showed for the ticket section is possible for contacts, accounts, everything. And even in the product module, if you want to add your own custom fields, you can very well do that. So getting onto the permission section, here we have few more things, like you should be able to set up a role depending on your company's hierarchy. So users in the top hierarchy will have access to the records owned by the users in the lower hierarchy. So when your role is set to CEO, you will be able to see what a manager or a team lead does. And when your role is set to team lead, and you cannot see what a manager does or what a manager owns. And in case if you have multiple users with the same role, then you can decide whether the data between those users in the same role has to be shared, or even you want this not to be shared. So right now it's turned on where it says share data with peers. In case if you want to turn that off, you can even turn that off. And apart from that, we do allow you to create profiles. I mean, by default, we provide three profiles, which is agent, support administrator, and light agent. And we do allow you to create your own custom profiles. So you can just click on new profile, and I have created a profile called contractor. So for contractor, if you want to hide certain things, like if you don't want your contractors to probably send an email or probably look into reports and dashboard, so you will be able to simply turn those modules completely off. So you can hide that module from your contractor, even like exporting or importing data, certain things which you don't want these agents to do. All these things can be turned off, and you will be able to create your own custom profile. So even ticket updating or deleting a ticket which you don't want the contractor to do, you can simply disable all these features and then assign the respective role to the contractor. So by default, the standard users will not have access to delete or export import data. Only the administrator will have complete access to this. The next one is going to be field level security. So here, depending on the profile, you can decide who should have access to fields within certain module. Say for example, right now I have chosen the profile as support administrator. So the administrator will have access to every field within a ticket. So right now we have chosen the module as tickets. So the admin will be able to see each and every field within a ticket section. And if I feel I don't want my contractor to see everything what is within the ticket module, in those cases I will be able to select the profile as contractor and then click on edit field history. So I can hide certain fields. I mean, if I don't want my contractor to probably look into my customer's phone number, I can just remove the phone field, or I can make those field as a read only. If I do that, so they can see the field but they cannot make changes to the field. So similar to that, for each and every profile, you can decide who should have access to which field, what kind of access needs to be given. These things can be defined within the field level security. So the next option is import and export. So if you want to import data, so you can always get into the import section. And this is where we allow you to do a complete data import, and even exporting data can be done. And these permissions are generally given only to the support administrator, not for all the standard agents. So under customize, if you want to customize the ticket status, so we have a predefined status here. In case if you wish to add your own custom status, you can very well add your own custom status by getting into the status section. And fields which I have already shown you, like how you can set up adding a custom field, all those things. Layouts, this will allow you to remove the fields for each and every module and each and every department. And organizing module, so in case if you're not going to use all these module and you want certain modules to be taken out, say for example, if you're not going to use the community or probably the task section, you can also always remove this module out. You can just do a drag and drop, so these fields will not be visible in the top. And apart from that, we do allow you to rename the module in case if you feel accounts is nothing but the company, and if you want to rename the accounts to a company, you can very well rename these tabs. And contacts are generally customers. Even if you want to call your contacts as a customer, you can do that. And templates, so this is where the custom templates are created. I mean, if you want to have your canned responses sent out, so this is where you be allowed you to add your own custom template. You can create a folder or just create a template and then decide to which folder the template needs to be associated. Now apart from that, we do have ticket templates. So this is like the entire, when you add a ticket, so it's not that you have to select each and every field. So I have created a template called pension query. So here I can decide, so what are the fields which has to be chosen when someone says that I need to apply for a pension. So I need to predefine this, and next time when I try to create a ticket manually, I can go here and I should be able to select a template. So when I choose pension query, apart from the contact name, every field like the request type or the description, classification, category, everything gets predefined like subject. So you can decide what are the fields which has to be chosen based on the type of the query. So we call that as a ticket template. So you can have multiple ticket templates. So under person settings, so this is where you will be able to set up your signature, all those things, set your time zone, you're choosing the language. So these are the supported language what we offer. You can check the time zones, the team members associated with you, and the signature part also can be set here under preference. So if you want to have a conversation view, certain customization which are specific to your account, you can do that. So setting up a signature, these things are available within the preference section. Okay, so next comes the automation part. So here, so within Zoho Desk, we do have an option where you can assign route tickets. So we also have workflows here. Assign and route. So here you will be able to create direct assignment route. So based on the domain or based on any criteria, so tickets coming to certain department can also be routed to a different department. So in some cases, you just have one email address, but you have three different divisions, and you don't want to confuse your customers with multiple email address. If that's the case, you can make a use of the assignment rule. So rule name, I can have something like say payroll at target. So what I can do is like tickets coming to any department or selected department. So I should be able to just select the department, and I should be able to specify the criteria. So if email comes from or email contains, so this is the criteria, or I can have multiple criteria also, add or subject contains, then automatically the tickets can be moved to the payroll. So you can specify a criteria. So if the criteria matches, then the ticket gets assigned to the respective person, and you can also assign it to the required person within the payroll team. So that's what the direct assignment rule will do. And within this, we also have a round robin method. So round robin is nothing but equally distributing the tickets among your sales or support person. Say for example, in payroll department you have five agents, and in a day like you get 50 tickets. So what this round robin method will do is like you can specify a criteria. So I should be able to set a criteria. Okay, so or I can even ignore the criteria, and what I can do is instead of tickets getting into unassigned, I can directly assign this to the respective person. So I can go to assign to agents, and I should be able to select an agent. So what will happen is I have not set any criteria. So any ticket which comes into ADMP HR services, the first ticket gets assigned to Arun, the second one to Charlotte, Chris Martin. So once if the entire thing is completed, again it will start from the beginning. And for this feature to work, the only condition is you have to be online. So for mail, you have to be online. In case if you're offline for agent status, then the system will think that you're not in the shift, and the ticket will not get assigned to you. So you need to make sure that the status is online, based on which the tickets will be equally distributed among your sales or the support person. And notify, which I have already shown you how the notification needs to be enabled. The next part is workflows. So workflow will allow you to define criteria. So you can let the system know that, so whenever the criteria is this, assign this ticket to so and so person. So it's going to be a simple rule. And even if you want the priority of the ticket to be increased, you can do all those things automatically with the help of the workflow. So I'm going to just create a rule. I'll have as auto assign. So here I can decide execute when the ticket needs to be executed on create or field update. I can just decide the criteria. Next. So in the criteria section, I can specify the condition. So these are predefined fields within the ticket module. Even if you're going to add any custom field, the custom fields can also be used here. Okay. So I'm going to just choose if the priority is or contains high, and then, or I can even choose another condition if subject is something like VPN down. So these are the criteria what I have chosen. So I can click next. So under actions, I have a lot of things. I can send alert to someone. I mean, I can just click new. I should be able to alert any one of my team member. Okay, so I can have agents, and I can decide which agent needs to be notified for what. This is one thing. And apart from that, the next option is going to be task. I can automatically create a follow-up callback. Field update, I can just go here new, and I should be able to automatically assign this ticket. Say if there is a ticket with VPN down, so I should be able to automatically select a person. Say if I have a senior most person who's good at working on VPN related tickets, I should be able to just select a person to whom the ticket needs to be assigned. Or even when the ticket comes with the priority high, I can even change the priority automatically from high to critical. So even that is possible. High to critical can be done. And even I do have a lot of option. I mean, I can change the category to defects or something. So these are the examples. So you should be able to select any of the category or condition based on which the workflow can be executed. And the last option, we do allow you to create your own scripting. Okay, so in case if your requirement cannot be achieved using the field update or maybe sending an alert, in case if you want something to be done depending on your unique requirement, we do allow you to write custom function scripts. I mean, so we have some predefined script within the gallery that's like predefined. And apart from that, you can also choose write your own, where you will be able to add all your conditions like if else statements can be added, using which a custom criteria can be defined, and these things can also be executed within the workflows. So the other option will be macros. So workflow is something like an automated one, and macro is something like a manual process where you will be able to do multiple things within a macro. So you can just create a rule. Okay, so actions, you can do these three things. You can send an alert, add a task, or do a field update. So running a macro, so you have to just select a ticket. Say I can get into, I can select a ticket, and here you have this option apply macro. So instead of updating the field one by one, if you want all the three things to be done simultaneously, instead of workflow is automated and this will be a manual process, you have to click on apply macro and then select the macro which you have created. So just click on HR query. So whatever macro I have set within this, it will show you that an alert email has been sent through macro rule, and new task has been added, and ticket has been updated from HR query, and you can see here none to HR services. So macro is just going to be like a manual workflow. That's it. Okay, so then comes the SLA part. Okay, so SLA is something like a service level agreement. So where you can have agreement with your end client saying that any ticket from so and so customer or so and so domain comes in, we will be able to provide support within 6 hours or 8 hours, and you should be able to define your SLA here. Okay, so I can have an SLA for say, yeah, say 6 hours. So any clients from Nokia, so if they raise a ticket, I can have an SLA of 6 hours, and I can decide when the SLA has to be executed on create or field update. So I'll have that as on create. Next. So in the add target section, this is where I need to specify the condition. So if I don't specify any condition here, what will happen is any ticket which comes into this department, again, SLA is going to be department specific. So any ticket which comes into this department will have a default SLA of 6 hours. So I should be able to specify certain condition here. So I can say if email contains, that's the contact email contains nokia.co.uk. So I can have these criteria. So any ticket which comes from the Nokia domain will have a default SLA of 6 hours, or even if the subject contains, say, wireless issue. So these are the conditions what I'm giving, and here I should be able to set up a resolve within. So this is where I need to specify 6 hours or 6 minutes, 6 days. I should be able to specify the timing, and here further I can choose calendar hours or the business hours. Calendar hours is going to be 24 by 7, and business hours you can define it starting from Monday to Friday, whatever. And in case if a ticket comes after the business hours, say for example you don't work on Saturdays and Sundays, the SLA will start triggering only on the next business day, what as per your schedule. Okay, so here you will be able to even set up a SLA execution. So if a ticket is not resolved in 6 hours, what do you want to do? So whom to escalate? You can select a person to whom the escalation email has to be sent. So I can just select Chris Martin, and here I can define when it has to be escalated. Is it on time, which is exactly at 6 hours? I can choose before, and I have to specify before how many minutes or how many hours, or even after. After in the sense like after 6 hours, like in next 5 minutes, if you want to send an escalation, then you will be able to even define the timing here. Okay, and actions on escalation, you can also decide whether you want to change the ownership of the ticket from that person to a different person, and even increase the priority of the ticket from say low to high. You can do all these things, and similar to this, even if this person doesn't respond, then you have up to 4 levels of SLA which can be set here. So that's how the SLA process works. And the next thing, we have something like a time-based action. So in case, if say for example, if this is the scenario, so you have sent an email to your customer and you are waiting for the response from the customer. And if customer hasn't responded to you like more than 1 or 2 days, you can gently send up another follow-up email to the customer saying that this is the resolution which we have provided. Kindly get back to us in next 24 hours. If not, the ticket will be automatically closed, and you will be able to set all these criteria here. So you can choose business hours or calendar hours, and you will be able to set up a criteria here. This is where like how since customer has responded or first response. We have a lot of criteria here. So depending on which you will be able to set up your own time-based actions. So these are the other integration which we provide. So Zoho Desk can be integrated with other Zoho services like Zoho CRM, where you will be able to. We have two types of integration. So one, this integration will allow you to sync all your contacts and accounts between CRM. So it can be a one-way sync from CRM to Desk, or from Desk to CRM, or it can be a complete two-way sync. So depending on how you would like to configure the integration part. And Zoho Desk can also be integrated with bug tracking tool, where you will be able to even integrate with bug tracker tool. And we have integration with reports. So in case if you're not able to fulfill your reporting part within the predefined Zoho Desk report, we do allow you to integrate with Zoho reports. And we also have integration with Jira, which is like both online as well as desktop edition of Jira application. And we also integrate with Zoho Invoice. I mean, if you want to create invoices for time entry, you can do that. And we also integrate with books. And Click is nothing but a live chat. So by default, when you go ahead with the Enterprise Edition, we integrate with Click. And in case if you go ahead with Professional, and if you still want to integrate with Zoho Click, you can get the Click as an add-on and you can integrate with it. Okay, so these are the other integrations which we provide. And when it comes to add-on, like we have SMS add-on, like we integrate with both Clickatel and Screen Magic. And we also integrate with Assist, which is like a remote assistant tool. So in case if you want to look into the system, I mean customer's computer, you can just select the contact, and you do have an option to just click on remote assist. And remote assist is like part of Zoho, and it has to be separately purchased. Okay, and recycle bin. So this is where, like, in case if you're going to delete a contact or a ticket by mistake, all these informations will be pushed onto recycle bin, and the data in the recycle bin will reside here like for 60 days. Okay, And after 60 days, automatically these records will be deleted once for all. And in the meantime, if you want to restore them, you can just select the record and just hit restore. The data gets restored. And the last one, Z switch. So this will allow you to migrate data from a different uh, help center tool. Say if you have Zendesk or Freshdesk and if you want to migrate the entire data, this is like a direct migration which we provide to bring your data back to Zoho. And in case if you are using CRM and if you want to know the integration provided by CRM, so what will happen is once you integrate CRM with Zoho Desk, so without even accessing Zoho Desk, you will be able to see all the tickets from Zoho CRM itself, even without having access to Zoho Desk. So let me search for the ticket. So I should be able to just select the respective contact. So this account is already integrated with CRM. So here, so when I go to the contact and when I select Zoho Desk as a related list, so you can see all the support tickets submitted by this particular user in Zoho Desk. So I can see the ticket, I can see the status. I can even click on the ticket and I should be able to see the complete description of the ticket, who has handled what has happened. So these are the two integration which we provide when you integrate CRM with the desk. So let me also show you the reporting part. So this is an overview. So if you want to know like what is the total number of tickets which you have received for last 30 days or 7 days, so you can get a complete information. So in total we have received like 2,483 tickets, and you get to see the traffic analysis, like what are the different source using which the ticket has come up: phone, chat, remote support, web. And you can also see the new cases, on hold cases, in case if you want to know. And you can also see the backlogs, average backlog, how many ticket was not responded on the same day. And apart from that, we also show you the average request reply time, how long it takes us to respond. And you also see the customer happiness rating, like how happy are the customers with our support. And apart from that, we do allow you to create dashboards. I mean, dashboards are something like you can bring your reports into a pictorial representation. So these are some of the predefined dashboards. And whatever reports you create, you can also bring all your reports into the dashboard. And we do have an option where you can also customize the chart type in case if you want a different funnel or all different kinds of chart, you should be able to make use of it. Let me also create some predefined reports to show you how these things will work. And here we have two options, like you have an option to create a global report, which is like the report will be created for all the departments. And even if you want to have department specific reports, you can get onto the respective department and you can create a report. And we do have an option where reports can also be scheduled. You can just click on add report scheduler, and here you can select a report which has to be sent on a regular basis, and you can select the start date and end date. Okay, and repeat how frequently the report has to be sent, so daily, weekly, or monthly. And you can select the file format in which the report has to be sent, and you can choose the recipients to whom the report needs to be sent. So automatically, depending on the frequency of what you have set, the reports will be sent to these agents. And you can also send this report to someone who is not part of Zoho Desk. You can also add their email address here, and you can send reports to them. And we do allow you to create your own custom reports. So let me just go on to the report section. You can add a report. I can select a module for which the report needs to be created and select up to 3 related modules. Continue. Select the report type, tabular, summary, or metrics. Okay, so under columns, I should be able to select the required columns. I can just make use of the control key, and I should be able to just select multiple fields. Okay, and here we also support custom fields. In case if you want to add your include your custom fields, you can do that. And later on that, you can also do a grouping based on certain criteria. And here, even if you want to do a total, average, all those things, we have different options. And in the criteria section, you can select the number of, the days, like whether you want the report for 30 days, or you can even choose custom, and you will be able to select your start date and end date. And apart from that, if you want to add any custom filters, you can also make a use of the advanced filter option. So let me just open up a predefined report which I have created, which is for the last 6 month report. And here, this is how the sorting is done. Like Clinda has taken 11 tickets, and it's grouped based on the owner followed by the status. Out of these 11 tickets, 8 tickets are in pending resolution, and these are those 8 tickets. And open 2 and no response 1. And myself, I have 50 tickets, pending response is 6, and these are those 6 tickets. And when you further scroll down, pending resolution is 1, and open, I have 36 open tickets. So based on the each of the support agents, you can find out like how many support ticket this agent has, and you can group them based on open, closed, do all those things. And end of the day, you can also create a chart, and you can have this added to the dashboard or whatever. So that's it from the session today. So if you have any questions or anything, you can send us an email to presales-support@zohocorp.com. I repeat, it's presales-support@zohocorp.com. Thank you so much.